I want to respond to if the people in the company should know if this person is autistic or not. And I think it's a must. They should know. I have a production company in Holland, and we tried 2 times to work with an organization. First time it failed because of many reasons, but one of the reasons was that there was not enough support from this organization. And the second organization succeeded, and actually it won a prize in Holland for that. They did it totally different. They gave a lot of support. They advised that the supervisor at the, in the factory needed to follow a course. They advised that we should tell the other workers that we were working with a group, because the group was between 5 and 8 people. We didn't go into details, so we didn't explain to them exactly what was wrong, but we gave them info that they were people with a disability. Because they had, there were different rules for them. The working hours were different. The breaks were different. Some of them who couldn't stay in the same area, so they had a separate area. So I think it's really important that people are they should know that this person has a disability. And I'm now talking for, in my company, it was, you have the higher function and the lower function. And we were only working with the lower function. So that's my comment.
May I ask you one thing? If you talk about employing people at a lower function, does that mean that those persons, well, let me ask an open question. Would these persons also offer any competitive advantage to you as an employer or to the companies where you provide services, if I understand you correctly?
For us, it was the way we worked was with the organization. They provide this service and those people, and we come to an agreement with them on what we should pay. Also, we had certain levels, so we were also a test company for those persons, so they could move on into the market. And for me, a really benefit for the company. There was not a benefit for the company. It's because I wanted to do this. So it's not that there is some kind of advantage for me for hiring those people. Of course, if there was a course, then we didn't pay for that. That was provided by the government or by this organization.
Okay, so if I understand it correctly, this organization is also a kind of an integration organization, as we heard from the German example, and you are, let's say, working as an employer and attracting labor from the open labor market, and there was not any particular scheme that made this labor more attractive to you, for example, wage subsidies or any other kind of support why you were interested?
No.
But you thought, well, these persons, they should have a chance,
Yes.
and that's why I'm doing it.
Yes.
Okay.
It's also because I have a son which is autistic.
Okay. That can be a strong motive, but it's appreciated. Okay, so we have one employer. Are there any other employers? It's very encouraging. There is a second employer. Please.
No, non sono un datore di lavoro, sono Andrea Scotti, un genitore e cofondatore di un'associazione di Roma Habitat per l'autismo affiliata con Autism Italia. Mi faceva piacere chiedere se tra le vostre esperienze, che insomma sono in vari paesi, avete qualche situazione di lavoro protetto creato dalla o dalle famiglie, e se sì, come è possibile realizzare un discorso di lavoro protetto creato dalle famiglie ma proiettato nel futuro, proiettato anche a discorsi dopo di noi e roba del genere. Non so se sono stato molto chiaro, spero.
Okay, thanks very much. I think that's also a very clear question. Before I give the floor to the panel, I would like to check whether there are any other remaining questions. Otherwise, I think this would be the concluding one. There is one more gentleman. Any other requests from the floor? No? Okay, so we take this question and then we come back to you. Over there are two persons with a question, and then we are going to conclude because it's getting close to 8 o'clock. Now, first of all, the question here: do you know any initiatives where there are sheltered workplaces for AS created by families? Well, the cooperative, to some extent, the parents were involved in the creation of the cooperative. But maybe I start with the other panel members. Any awareness about sheltered workplaces created by families of persons with ASD? Anybody who wants to say something about this? We have some examples, of course, here in the room, but not here on the side of our panel. So I'm sorry for that there is not much that we can. You would like to say something about it, Professor?
I think not a sheltered workplace, but a semi-sheltered workplace is created by the parents in some enterprises. Enterprises which belong to the parents.
Okay. Here again, I would say that my experience is that the approaches in the various member states of the European Union when it comes to sheltered workplaces are very different, and also the attitudes to creating jobs in sheltered workplaces. There are different policies. In what we see, and the research data are very incomplete, but what we see in quite a number of countries is that persons going to sheltered workplaces very rarely move from there to the open labor market. So that was once an idea that people could first go to a sheltered workplace and then move on. This is still the ambition in a number of countries when it comes to labor market measures, but in practice this seems to be not very often successful. So it's not very encouraging when you see it from that perspective. Of course, then the question is working in sheltered workplaces still desirable? And most people would say yes. It's still very important for the person because it is also a meaningful way of living. But it is a bit different from the objective to try to have full integration of persons with disabilities and persons with AS in society also by making sure that they are fully integrated in the labor market with some adequate support. And again, that is, for example, the objective of the research project that the European Commission is funding at the moment, where we are really looking at supported employment with support for the open labor market. But I'm not saying that this would be easy and available and possible for everybody.